I really respect the fact that you have done, like, even in this conversation, we've talked about all these different things you've done. I respect the fact that you've tried a lot of different things.
Right.
Like, it's really tight because some people are scared to do that.
Yeah.
Some people think that, like, they have to, like, do a thing and, like, that's their thing now. And, like, the fact that I'm like, hey, do you think yoga is your thing? You're like, I don't know. Because you're just kind of, like, living. It's, like, the most yoga thing ever because you're living in the moment, right? Like, you're like, it is right now. Like, yoga is definitely my thing right now.
Right.
If in 2 years I'm like, I don't want to, I'm going to try this now.
Right.
Like,
But I think that's, like, that's keeping life, like, fun.
Yeah, I mean, I do the same thing.
I think it's super important to just try.
Like,
do it all.
Especially in your 20s. Like, your 20s, you should settle on nothing.
Nothing.
You should settle. You should go in and settle on nothing and be like, this might suck, but I'm interested in trying it, and then, like, trying it. Or this might be great. Because you find the things that you really like by doing a lot.
Right.
I think.
Right.
You find yourself.
Yeah,
you
for
find,
sure.
You find yourself. And I think you find yourself by, you ready for this? Traveling. No, but seriously, you're a big traveler.
Oh yeah.
As am I. We like to go places.
I love going places.
Yeah.
All the places you'll go by Dr. Seuss.
Dr. Seuss in general, 10 out of 10.
10 out of 10.
Fire. I had every book. I don't know where those went. If my mom has them, Mom, let me know if they're in the attic. But yeah, so traveling. You went to did you travel through college a lot in high school? Was that like a thing for you?
So I guess my traveling started in high school. I definitely went on one of those like planned high school trips.
I tried to go on one of those and they canceled it.
I went on to France. I went to Spain and France. I traveled the French Riviera.
Nice.
That was a fun trip because we were in high school and we were stupid hooligans going around gallivanting through Europe.
Yeah. That's awesome, though.
But that was fun. My mom is the main reason why I travel as much as I do because she pushed me to go on that trip. And then from there, I was like, I'm going to just now travel the world and make that my goal.
Yeah. No, that's dope.
Yeah.
So you started there. And then in college, did you do any? You didn't do any study abroad or anything?
I didn't do study abroad, but I did service learning trips. So I went to Ethiopia for 2 weeks.
I remember that.
I worked at an orphanage, and then I went to Nicaragua, and I stayed with a host family. Like I just stayed at these like people's homes, and I was working on a school. We were at a school that was like just in horrible condition. It was like so sad to see how kids go to school there because they just cram them, way too many of them, into a small room with like broken tables and like broken cabinets. And we just went and like repainted all of the school buildings.
Yeah.
And we brought like school supplies that we donated to them, which was super cool.
And this was through Manhattanville?
Yeah, this was all through Manhattanville. So those were the two like really cool, unique experience. That was like the start to my unique experiences of traveling because I find that like learning the world is through travel. Like I feel like if you go experience places, you really understand the way the world works a little differently.
I agree.
So that was a thing. And then I moved to Arizona for 6 months and I just like lived out of a backpack and I worked at national parks and like I worked with the Fish and Wildlife Department.
All right, so let's talk. How did that happen? How did that come about?
That's when I was working my desk job and I was like, I don't want to work in 8 hours by a computer. I was like, I want to work and be outside and do like physical, like rewarding things.
But so was that like a program?
It was a program. It was through AmeriCorps.
Okay.
It was called American Conservation Experience, aka ACE. So it was just like we lived in like a community house. We had like a headquarters in Flagstaff that we would like work out of and pack our gear up and stuff from.
I've been to Flagstaff.
Flagstaff is beautiful.
It snowed when I went there once.
Yeah. I didn't know it snowed there. The first night I got there, it was a blizzard. And I was like, oh, it snows in Arizona.
So when I went to Flagstaff, I was on tour with American Pinup. And we drove all the way. We played a bunch of shows in Texas where it was April into May. So it was an April into May tour. Yeah. It was hot. And we drove in and then we're driving through Arizona. We had played a show in Flagstaff. And I was driving that night, and it started snowing, and I was like, bro, how am I in Arizona in May and there's snow? I didn't. Again, just learning about things that happen in the world that you don't understand. When you think Arizona,
you don't think snow.
No, you don't think snow at all. I was like, what the hell is going on? I'm driving through snow, and no one knew how to. It seemed like no one knew how to drive in it, which was kind of hysterical.
Oh, that's weird.
But, all right, yeah. So shout out Flagstaff. We played. What was the name of the place we played? Did you ever go to any venues over there?
I remember Pinup played the first. Like, I moved out to Arizona, and within the first, 2 weeks, they played a show in Arizona, but I don't remember the venue name. I just know it was near the train tracks.
We played, I think it was something with Green. It was
the Green Room?
The Green
Yo, the Green Room.
Yeah,
that place gets trashy. They did 25-cent shots on Wednesday nights.
So you did go there. Okay, yeah. It was the bar in the front with the venue in the back.
Yeah.
It was pretty big. Yeah,
it's pretty big,
yeah. We played there. We played at the Green Room. Yeah. I remember not feeling well that night.
Yo, that place is crazy. I remember being at a karaoke night there. I ended up winning $100 that night because I sang "Wrecking Ball" by Miley Cyrus, and the whole bar was just like, "Whoa!"
That's awesome.
Anyway,
that's dope.
Flagstaff was cool. Yeah.
So all right. So you lived. Was it Flagstaff?
I lived in Flagstaff, but I would branch out and go to different places to work. Mm-hmm. So I would either travel within Arizona. We called them hitches, our jobs. They were called hitches. I went to Colorado to do some work over in Estes Park, just outside of Rocky Mountain National Park, which was one of my favorite trips because anytime we had a pit stop, we would always Google dispensaries, and we would the team leader would go get gas or snacks, and we would all as a group run to the dispensary to get stuff and come back to the van, and he would have no idea
awesome.
what we were doing.
How many people were there?
Each hitch depended. It would be anywhere between 7 people or I think the biggest group I ever worked with was 14.
Okay.
And you spend 7 days with each other in the middle of nowhere somewhere camping. So you really get to know people. You get to know their poop schedules.
Yeah.
You get to know a lot about these people.
100%.
So it was all the people that I met there, I'm still so intensely connected with because we just have such a unique relationship with each other.
Yeah.
I'm going backpacking in the Adirondacks in a few weeks with 2 of the chicks that I met out there who live in upstate New York. And I'm just forever grateful for that.
That's
experience.
Awesome.
Yeah,
that's awesome. That's great. So okay, so you lived in Arizona. Since then, what's been the travel? What's been on the agenda? I know you said you just got back from Germany.
Yeah,
which is pretty dope for work.
Yeah. I just got back from Vermont too.
And Vermont, you
go.
Yeah.
I just my mentality is I don't let people hold me back. If I really want to do something, I'm gonna do it.
That's how you got to be.
Yeah. I think it was my 26th birthday. I wanted to. If you've never seen a show at Red Rocks Amphitheater in Colorado, please do yourself a favor and go see a show. It's one of the most amazing venues in the country. And one of my favorite artists, Pretty Lights, was playing my birthday weekend. And I don't have a lot of friends that are close to me that would go to Colorado just to go see a concert. So I was you know what? I'm going to spend my birthday weekend by myself because no one wants to go and I really want to do this thing.
Oh, are you doing that this?
No, this was a few years ago.
Oh, yeah.
So I just flew out to Colorado by myself and literally did me for 3 days and spent my birthday alone, and I was totally content.
I'm sure you found people too, right?
Kind of. I'm super weird. I can either be very extroverted or very introverted.
I'm the same way.
And I think that trip I was just very introverted because I guess I might have felt self-conscious for whatever reason. Because it's that thought of doing things on your own, Yeah. That sense of they know I'm alone. They're judging me because I'm sitting at this bar drinking by myself.
Yeah. No, I have that.
It gives me a lot of anxiety to be by myself sometimes.
No. It gives me all the anxiety to be by myself because there's no one to distract me from my brain.
Yeah.
That's dope. Yeah, I've never really done a solo trip.
Dude, they're so worth it.
I think I need to at some
They're
point.
so worth it. I went to Portugal by myself, and I was like, this is my first time internationally traveling by myself, and I'm just gonna do this.
And
thing.
what was that? Was that for something, or
I just did it for the hell of it.
you just booked